A next gear for activating student learning is organizing knowledge. Just get organized. Think of your home life. When you're organized, you have a place to store something, you can add to it, and you can retrieve it later. It's same with organizing knowledge about your course. In the brain, you might think of the brain as a file cabinet, so that you have 5 big cabinets. Inside each of the cabinets, you have individual file folders. Inside the file folders, you have individual documents. It's the same thing with organizing knowledge in your course. Think of a great chef. My guess is that all great chefs think of their file cabinet as the food groups. They think about, they have information about fruits, about vegetables, about grains, about proteins, about dairy, and then different files within. For your course, your file cabinet might be your course syllabus. It makes sense at the beginning of the class to sit down with the whole class of students and say, let's look at the syllabus and tease out the big ideas of the course. And throughout the semester, keep adding sub-ideas and subcategories and sub-subcategories to that big file cabinet, so that over time the students will have a graphic or a framework or a conceptual flow chart, however you want to envision it, that equals your course. Some people actually put together a complete graphic syllabus to give out students. Actually, these 5 gears for activating learning represent an organizing knowledge schema for the 5 gears for us. And notice that it also has visuals. So often these organizing structures have both visuals and text, so the students have dual coding through both channels of visual as well as textual, organizing knowledge.
An important thing to go along with that, Cynthia, is the idea of making connections. The more connections that you can make, let's go back to the file cabinet illustration, the more connections that you can make within or between those files, you increase the likelihood of student learning. So it's not just making isolated files, but giving a big picture. This is what is going to be going on in the course, and as you go through the course content, that you not only show the connections, but that you reinforce them. These are how these ideas are specifically connected to each other. Again, this can happen in science. I'm thinking of science again. It can happen in the study of cells. And so you start talking about cells, and you talk about the cell membrane, you talk about the function of the organelles, but it all is wrapped around this idea of understanding how the cell functions. And if you can make connections between the functions of the different parts of the cell to the overall purpose of cells, then you can enhance learning through that method.